So what do I mean when I say you can achieve Star Trek Immortality for a mere $20? Well, what I mean is that when the Enterprise is completed, she will be surrounded in this 3D virtual reality display that will look and sound like she's soaring through the galaxy. I mean, it will look absolutely spectacular. And on the dais of the display will be this beautiful piece of sculpture that Richard Taylor will design. And okay, Richard designed the Enterprise, so we already know, he's pretty good. But just have a look at richardtaylordesign.com to see what this man does and the stuff he has created. I mean, I love his work. And he will do something that will knock everyone's socks off. And that piece of sculpture that Jim will then make, and Jim can make anything. He can if it can be made, Jim can make it. There's nothing he can't make. I mean, there's absolutely nothing he can't make. Okay, maybe an anti-gravity pad might stretch it a bit, but other than that, Jim is absolutely a master of craft, of modeling, of building, any kind of construction. I mean, he's an absolute master. So we have two masters here working together to create. I can't even imagine what it'll look like by the time it's finished, but I'm sure it will absolutely be mind-boggling. So just have a look at what Richard will, what he's capable of doing. So he will create this piece of sculpture. And on this sculpture will be projected a scroll, a bit like a credit roll-up at the end of a film. And everybody who contributes at least $20 will have their name on this scroll. And it will loop, it will repeat. So your name will be on there along with everyone else's name and where you're from. And that will go continuously. And that will be on display with the Enterprise wherever she appears in the world up and through the 24th century. So, you will be immortalized. And fans now and in the future will gaze upon these names, and we'll have a little key there explaining who these people are and why they are venerated on this piece of sculpture with the Enterprise forever. Because in phase 2, you contributed and you helped get us off the ground. And this is critical. And so I think it's critical that your name is with the Enterprise forever. So, but that's not all you get for $20. You also get, shall I sell used cars? You also get an ebook version of my book, Creating the Enterprise. 325 pages. There's a lot of good information in there, and hopefully a good read. And you can on the book website you can see the reviews. And then you also get a printable file of your Hall of Fame certificate, your Project Enterprise Hall of Fame certificate, which I think is a beautiful piece. I love it. And I just popped this in a $10 IKEA frame. And I mean, it's yeah, put that on your wall. Not bad. But you not only get that, you also get access to 5 hours of exclusive interviews of Richard, Jim, myself, Ron Gress, and Mark Stetson. And if you don't know who Ron Gress and Mark Stetson are, you'll find out when you read the book. And there's more. You get access to all the locked parts of the website. So I think that's a good deal for 20 bucks. Now for $30, I'll send you get all that, plus I'll send you an actual copy of our patch, our embroidered patch. It's beautiful. I think that'll look really nice, on a shirt, on a jacket. And that's You get that for $30 and all the rest. But then, if you just sneak up another $15, you get an actual copy of the book. And I'll sign it and date it down on the bottom here. Okay, so you get a signed copy of my book, and you get your printable file of your certificate, you get access to the interviews, you get access to the locked parts of the website, and included in the book will be a signed and personalized photo of myself and Sir Patrick, and a signed photo of myself and guess who? The lovely, absolutely just charming, sweet Michelle. I mean, she's been so helpful to us, and she can't do enough. And that's a shot of us in her home. Okay? So you get that. But you also get, on the scroll, you get your name on the scroll, but you don't get your name on the scroll in just regular type. You get your name in bold type, boldface type, and maybe you will even make it a different color. How about that? Okay? So, as the names go around, then your name will come up in boldface type. And we'll explain all that on the little key that we have, you know, so fans in the future and fans all around the world will understand what the difference is. Okay? So, you get that. But if you sneak up another $30, $75, you get a signed copy in my book, but I'll also personalize it to you. You know, so to you, live long and prosper, Paul, and sign it and date it. And, you know, you get your printable file and access to the interviews and the unlocked parts of the website and the signed photo of myself and Michelle and a signed and personalized photo of myself and Sir Patrick. And I'll throw in our patch for free. But, and this is really nifty, and I have to thank Tony Robinson for this idea. What you get on the scroll, you get your name in boldface type, but you don't just get your name in boldface type. You get your name fired from the Enterprise in a bright flash of light, chow, with a wonderful sound effect, you know, that would be right for the Enterprise. Fired from the Enterprise, blam, onto the scroll, and it'll light up and then settle down and then scroll along with everybody else's. And every time your name comes up, bright light, ka-chow, there'll be your name. And everyone else's name, you know, so the Enterprise is going to be very busy. As she's flying through space, every now and then there'll be the sound effect and a bright flash of light, and everybody will look and see whose name, you know, whose name is it going to be this time? Okay, so you get that for $75. Now, for $125, what I call the doozy, and this really is the doozy. You get all that, okay? But I'll actually send you a printed copy of your certificate, and I'll sign it. So Richard, Jim, and myself has signed it in the artwork, but then I'll sign it in silver pen as well, okay? To you. So, you know, whatever your name is, to you, and I'll sign it. So you get your certificate, and along with your certificate, you get our 11-inch patch. So, look at that. You get one of these babies. I mean, put that on the back of a jacket, and you're talking business, you know? So you get that. And you know, you get your photos and the personalized copy of the book and website access and interviews and everything. And you get your name fired from the enterprise, as you would for $75. But that's not where it ends. What you also get, we are going to, right from the beginning, we're going to be filming a feature documentary that Richard will direct, right up through the finish and the premiere and everything at Grauman's Chinese Theater. And this will be a feature documentary cataloging every step of the way and all the funny things that happen and the terrible things that happen and the frustrations and, you know, all the problems and how we overcame them and all the rest of it. And we'll have DVDs made of the documentary, but also we'll have it broadcast either through the Discovery Channel or Netflix or somebody like that. And there'll be lots of snippets that'll be used for TV feature pieces during the build. And at the end of the documentary, we'll have our credits, and there'll be a credit roll-up, and for a $125 reward and above, your name will appear in the credits as a valued contributor to making the Enterprise and creating this whole thing. So you get your name on a film credit. How about that? But you also get something else. Remember how Voyager, or V'ger if you like, when she went out through the solar system, they made a gold record of humanity that went with her. Well, similar to that, your name will be inscribed or engraved on a golden scroll that we will ceremoniously place inside the Enterprise at some point along the build, at a suitable point, you know, before we put everything together. And that will be featured in the documentary, but we'll also send it out as a news piece, and it'll go all over the world. And so, wherever the Enterprise appears, you will know that your name is on that scroll inside the Enterprise. And everybody else will know as well, because they'll have seen the documentary and read the story, and, you know, because all this stuff will go all over the world, because it's anything to do with Star Trek and the fact that, you know, the Enterprise is all rebuilt and, you know, getting out there. And then, if she appears in a film, and I'm sure she will, you can take real pride in knowing that your name's in there, in the ship. And I think that's just fabulous. And so that is the doozy. So please have a look at everything and have a think. And then every other premium above 125 gets that perk of your name on the scroll, fired from the Enterprise, and a credit on the documentary. So thank you for watching, and Nichelle and Rod and myself, thank you very much, and Jim and Richard.